Howdy, I'm Kurt Williams, and these are today's new comics. I know it's been a while since my last video, and that is because I have been so depressed. Just been drowning in existential dread, and I could not find the enthusiasm to make a video. And I still can't find the enthusiasm, so today we're faking it. Yeah, comics! First up, it's issue 6, the final issue of Avengers Twilight by Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna. Oh man, what a great series this has been! You've probably heard everybody saying that it's like The Dark Knight Returns meets Captain America, and that is true. It is very similar to that, but the art by Daniel Acuna is just gorgeous. It's a great mini-series. You should get it for yourself. Get the trade paperback because it's done now. You might as well just get the trade. Next, we got issue 1 of Grommets. That's by Rick Remender as well as Brian Posen, Brett Parson, and Marino Dionisio. Do I care about the California skate culture of the 1980s? Nope. But the premise is almost the least important part of a story to me at this point. The premise of a story has nothing to do with how well the story is executed and how well the story demonstrates a profound truth about the human experience. And Rick Remender is a writer that I trust to do that regardless of what premise he's using. So I don't really care about skateboarding in California in the 80s, but I will read the story because I believe he has something of value to say. I have already read it and the art is very good and it's pretty funny. Next we got issue 50, the final issue of Wolverine, and I am just tickled pink that it's finally over because this series has been for 50 issues now, and this final climactic 50th issue of Wolverine is also I don't really like Benjamin Percy's take on Wolverine. I think it's cliche and kind of boring, and when they had Victor Laval come in for the last 10-issue run of the Sabretooth War, it got better. But this issue does not reflect the series getting better. It just reflects the series coming to an end in kind of a sputtering, I guess we're done kind of way. It's $8, which I honestly consider a gift to us from Marvel, because normally for something this thick they would have charged $10 and we would have just had to deal with it for the sake of completing our series. So I guess $8 isn't that bad. The bonus material at the end is okay. I mean, it's there. It's not terrible, I guess, but it's nothing to write home about. The most exciting part of this issue is that it shows us previews of upcoming Wolverine series. No, I did not buy issue 1 of Helverine because it looks bad. That's why. However, I will probably buy the upcoming Wolverine miniseries that's drawn by Greg Capullo because he's awesome, and I will probably buy the new Wolverine series starting to come out in September, which is written by Saladin Ahmed, who is not one of my favorite writers out there, but it's drawn by Martin Kokolo, and he is great. But for now, I'm just glad that this cliche, boring Wolverine series is finally over. Next, we got issue 4 of The Six Fingers. That's by Dan Watters and Sumit Kumar. I like this series. I like that it ties in with the one hand. If you saw my review on the first couple issues a while ago, then just know that it is continuing to be good. I have not read this yet because my to-read pile is thicker than a cinder block, but I'm hoping I can get to it soon. Next, we got issue 10 of World Tree. That's by James Tynion IV and Fernando Blanco. This series is really confusing! I read the last 4 issues in a row last night hoping that I would understand it better so I could talk about it better, but honestly I don't know what's going on. I have a general gist of the premise, but I don't really know what all the moving pieces are and how they fit together, and I don't know where we're going with this. I love Tynion's writing normally, but honestly this one is starting to feel like kind of a whiff. Next, I've got issue 5 of Rise of the Powers of X. That's by Kieran Gillen and Luciano Vecchio. I can't tell you how tired I am of everything X-Men. Is so convoluted and everything is all over the place and none of it has any actual weight to it, and we're all just waiting around for it to be done. There are so many big dramatic moments in X-Men comics recently, but because there are so many of them and because we forgot about the build-up for all of these moments, none of them have any weight. None of them matter. Honestly, every time that I read a new X-Men comic, it just makes me want to talk about how there used to be such good X-Men comics, because they used to be so good. They used to be the best comics, okay? And what makes this worse is knowing that Kieran Gillen has written some really good X-Men stuff, but because the X-Men universe is bogged down in all this insanity, all this messiness, nobody has the chance to tell any really compelling stories with these characters. And no, I did not buy the anniversary special between Destiny and Mystique, even though I'm trying to collect every single issue from the Krakoa era. You know why I didn't buy it? Because it was $10! $10 of what I'm sure is very poorly written and poorly drawn X-garbage. I don't exactly have a ton of faith in the next chapter of X-Men comics either, but if you have not been keeping up with this era of X-Men, now is not the time to start. The last issue that I bought today, because I'm poor now and I can't afford things the way I used to be able to, is issue issue 2 of Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, that's by Dan Watters and Ram V and Matthew Roberts. You may have seen my video about the first issue of this series where I talk about how this is not as good as the movie. I specifically watched the movie so that I could talk about this series, and man, the series is just not as good. Maybe it's gearing up to be better than it started out, but honestly, I don't think it's on the right foot, and I don't care about any of the characters, and I don't really care about the plot. But as you can see, I gave it another chance. I gave it another chance to wow me because I believe in the creative team, and I believe that they might have something of value to share with this character. And that's all the new comics that I bought today. Honestly, not that much to be excited about. Maybe I should make a video where I talk about the actual good comics coming out instead of all this boring crap that mostly Marvel is just pushing out non-stop, day after day, like a bunch of sludge coming out of a sewer pipe slowly but surely. It's like they're draining a swamp, but the swamp is full of bad ideas. Anyway, that's it for today. If you read these issues, let me know what you think.